Hello, welcome to the Bapcast. We are here. The festive season is upon us, and we're serving up this week's best bits like we would serve up a turkey on Christmas Day with all the trimmings, including a big onion as big as your fist inserted into the audio's
rear cavity, I think they're called.
Rear cavity. So here's the good stuff. And just to let you know, we've got a competition on the way, so you could win something special on this week's Bapcast. And also, we'll be revealing who won the Sack Boy from last week. That's all coming up after the best bits.
The weekly breakfast bap. Anyone? Anyone order the weekly breakfast bap with sauce, love?
Yes, we're doing big freeze films this morning. Something to get your mind thinking, warm you up, warm your cockles. These movies would come out of Chillywood, not Hollywood, Chillywood, and perhaps would be produced by 20th Century Socks.
Oh, dear.
Do you like that?
I loved it, yeah.
And they'd be thermal socks, so 20th Century Thermal Socks.
Is that a branch of 20th Century Socks?
That's kind of like a production company, yeah.
Right.
Right, and in front of me we got a few coming in. I started you off with, this was the one that I came up with this morning as I was scraping my car window, a scrape to victory, which would basically be Sylvester Stallone scraping car windows.
Really?
Not a great idea for a film, but it's a good start.
He'd be good as well, those big muscular arms.
Adrian, I'm gonna scrape some car windows! That's my best impression I can do of, it's early.
Very early.
Let me warm up, and my Sylvester Stallone will get better. And what else did I say? Oh, the cold father. I'm extremely cold, and that means I'm not gonna be able to make you an offer that you can't refuse. Because I'm too cold, I'm staying inside. That's my Godfather impression.
Very good.
Do you think it's slightly better than my Sylvester Stallone impression?
It's the best one so far.
And then Freezy Rider, I haven't got an impression for that.
No, you can maybe sing the theme tune.
Basically, that's a couple of guys in their leathers,
Yeah.
on motorbikes, stuck on a very snowy M1 motorway. The premise for that movie. You've got some as well, haven't you, that you've come up with?
I've come up with a few. How about, it's a bit of a dark film, Dishiverance.
Dishiverance. That's guys going down the river.
Yep.
And they're extremely cold. And potentially they go into sort of a place where there's lots of igloos, and an Eskimo comes out.
Right.
And forces them to do things with their popsicles.
Force them to go ice fishing in holes they don't want to go down.
That's exactly what happens in that movie.
Forrest Goosebump.
Forrest Goosebump. That's brilliant.
Mama always told me to wear mittens in this weather.
We're going to do some awful impressions this morning. This one's good. This one's coming in from Barry Magic in Shirebrook. Gloves Actually.
That's very good.
Which is starring Hugh Husky Grant, apparently.
It's a bit chilly in here, isn't it? Bit chilly, yeah.
Did I tell you I had two? Sneezes all over her face before he gets the chance to tell her that he loves her.
I love these. You've got to keep these coming in. Big Al from Garibaldi said Wizard of Frost.
I like that one, Big Al. That's good.
It was very good.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Frost.
There's no place like home, because they have central heating.
That's good.
Cheryl from Mansfield said, what about Dr. Shivarako?
Dr. Shivarako?
Yeah, I like it.
And that film, the actual Dr. Shivago film, is very shivery because I believe that he walks a long way in the snow in that movie.
Well,
that movie's about 6 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a marathon. And Danny Jones from Kirkby and Ashfield said, we haven't even started on the Bond films yet. Two came to mind. Dr. Snow or Coldfinger?
Coldfinger. I'm liking that.
Coldfinger!
The man with the frosty touch! I've got a couple here coming in. This is from Sharon Wilkins, who's in Ladybrook. The Gloves of Navarone. So it's not a war movie about the guns. It's actually about the gloves and how cold they are in Navarone. These are the films that are coming out of Chillywood, not Hollywood, and they're being produced by 20th Century Frost.
They are indeed.
I see what we've done there.
Very clever indeed.
Very clever this morning. Too clever for our own good.
Let me pat you on the back there, Mr. Watkins.
Thank you very much.
There you are.
Thank you.
Okay, we've had some more in.
Are there any other clever people out there?
There are loads of them, actually. So we've had a couple more in. We had Jenny Sutcliffe from Mansfield Woodhouse, who said, what about Scarface?
Scarface.
With Al Pacino.
I can't do an impression.
What? Put that scarf on your face! Neither can I.
That's awful.
What about this from Terry Sherwood in Mansfield?
Terry Sherwood.
Instead of Con Air...
Make this good, Terry.
Instead of Con Air...
Go on.
Condensation Air. That's quite good.
Very good.
And this is the best of the lot.
Go on.
This is literally the best one.
Do we need one of these?
Yep.
This one is going to be the best of the lot, the best of the lot, the best of the lot, the best of the lot. It better be good now.
So, the biggest selling film of all time, Avatar, now it's turned cold, Balaclavatar.
Who came up with that?
It was Jane from Blesley.
Genius! Genius!
It's the most.
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. Good morning to you. Have you warmed up yet? I still haven't warmed up. I'm actually very cold still. Rob, feel my hand.
Hang on, I've got gloves on.
You're wearing gloves.
No, it is quite cold.
I am pretty cold still. And my feet are really cold. I don't know what's
Don't
wrong.
get them out.
You don't need to touch them. All my extremities.
Certainly don't get them out.
What, my extremities?
Yeah.
Right, so are we going to draw a line under this Big Freeze Films thing?
Well, I'm a bit worried it's spiralling out of control.
We got Joe Allen. We said to him, "Can you come up with 5? Your own personal 5." And what have you? How many have you done?
2.
Okay.
To start.
What have you got for us?
First one, have you heard of the film The Mighty Ducks?
Yep.
-2, The Mighty Gloves.
Okay, that's all right. I like that one.
And the second one, not better than that one, Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Weather Events.
Didn't you have a Harry Potter one?
Yeah, wasn't there a Harry
Potter? What was that one?
Yeah, I thought I was going to draw a line under that.
No,
Do you want me
come
to
on, let's
say
have it.
Do you want me to...
So you've got 3 then.
So I've got... Yeah, but a very appalling number 3.
God, so when you announced it to us a few moments ago, you were very proud of it.
But now I'm not.
Okay.
Snowy Stopper and the Deathly Gales.
We're just watching one of our breakfast helpers on a video on YouTube.
Yeah, it's quite amazing, really, isn't it?
Let's put the music up a little bit.
He now appears to be doing the Macarena to it.
Yeah.
Oh, who's a pretty boy?
Pointing towards us, hands up,
Hands across the chest,
onto shoulders, onto thighs.
pointing.
This is something called the Clap Clap song that I didn't know anything about until Joe told us about this.
This is the chorus.
That's the clapping.
That's him clapping.
And he's not just clapping his hands together. What he's doing there is he's clapping his hands in front of him, and he's clapping his hands behind his back, and then clapping his hands underneath his... Is that his left? I think that's his left.
His left leg he raises
left
up, does it underneath it.
Does he ever do it with his right leg?
I don't know. I think
Just keep watching this.
I think that's kind of the foundation of the whole operation. It has to stay on the ground. It's kind of hypnotic in a weird way, isn't it?
It's in black and white too, which makes it very art house.
My favourite bit of it is that the dance is literally like... da-na-na-na-na. It takes about 6 seconds before you go to repeat. The video is 3 minutes long, so it's him doing the same move about 20, 30 times.
I like the fact that we get to see a little bit into his life here. He's in front of his sofa. And there's something on the sofa. I'm not sure what that is behind him, but there's cushions on there. And then there's a lovely little sort of wall painting, which I think is butterflies. And over the top of the painting is a little bit of tinsel, which is always what you have to do at Christmas, isn't it? Put a little bit of tinsel over a little painting. That if you've not got tinsel over some painting in your house, it's not Christmas as far as I'm concerned.
This video says 1,000 words. Look, it says tinsel says it's Christmas. Butterfly says he likes art, and him dancing says he's got far too much time on his hands.
And as I said earlier, it's sort of a black and white sepia type. it's like a Frenchman. Frenchman doing it in his home. It's 9:25 right now, and Andy Day is in the studio with us. He plays Smee in this year's Palace Theatre Panto. It's their 100th year. Is there a different vibe down there because they're 100?
There is. It feels very special in that theatre at the moment. It does, and all the staff are excited. You know, it's good. It's nice. I feel honoured. To be playing there on their 100th birthday. So it's nice.
You also do CBBS.
Yes, indeed.
You do a program called Get Set Go. How does that work?
Well, it's a zone. What it is, if you never seen CBeebies, you've got 4 zones. So I take the morning zone, which is Get Set Go, and then Sid, who's one of my colleagues, he takes the afternoon zone, and then Alex and Kerry, who work together a lot, take Discover and Do, which is the zone after my zone, and then the end zone.
And on this show, you do these number raps.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been repeated for quite a long time now, so we haven't done them individually for a long time, but I'm hoping to bring them back live, right here, right now.
Brilliant. This is good. So then, Rob, have you heard of these number raps before?
I don't think I have. No, I heard Andy doing a bit of a rehearsal, sort of off air, just murmuring through the lyrics to himself.
Well, you shouldn't have said that. You should have been straight.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean rehearsal? I wasn't rehearsing.
Oh, right, was that a different rap?
Yeah.
You were just rapping for the hell of it.
I can do it whenever. Just click your fingers, I can do it, no problem.
That was, what was it, Pop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Which we're not going to do right now. We're doing a number rap. So you've chosen number 5.
Number 5, yes.
Why number 5? Is that your favourite?
It is my favourite, actually, yes. I mean, I like them all, but number 5, I think, number 5 and number 3 were my favourites.
Okay, right.
Yes.
So what do you need us to do then? Give us
I need a bit of a beat, so, Rob, could you do that?
Me too?
You can do it too as well. Here we go. Here we go. 5, 5, a special little guy, special like the pentagon that has 5 sides. 5, 5, fingers in the air, and I got 5 more if I look over there. 5, 5, holes in my shoe, hidden in my socks in case they all shake loose. 5 green bottles hanging on the wall, fixed on tight so that none of them will fall. 5.
Whoa! Oh, yes! Have some high fives here, come on! Nice work!
I mean, I gave you half of that because, you know, I didn't want to spoil it.
Yes. Beautiful. Wow.
Look at that.
That is it. Stop the show now. Stop the show now. We can't do any more.
If you're driving, stop your car.
Stop walking. Walking towards Andy.
Anything you see with the number 5 in it, walk to it.
Brilliant. So the kids out there will be loving that. Andy Day is here.
Hello.
Hello, Andy. He's at the Palace Theatre Panto. Doing Peter Pan at the moment. He's Smee, but he's also on CBeebies as well. He does the number raps. He does pretty much everything. He's going to be back in June of next year.
4th of June.
With the big box of bananas. Basically, he's a fixture in Mansfield now. He's got the taste for it, and he's staying.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's loving it. Okay, so, Rob, we've got Joe here with us.
Good morning.
Explain what's going on. Why have we got him in?
Well, someone posted this to me on my Facebook last night, actually, but Joe seems to have... are you trying to get an internet campaign going?
Yeah, not to this particular song, to another one, but this particular song, the Clap Clap song, has took off a lot better than the Redneck song.
Basically, Joe went away and filmed himself dancing along to the Clap Clap song, which is like an old, I think it's an old school German beer hall drinking song, and he's thrown a few dance moves together.
Where did you find this from, by the way?
The Clap Clap song, it was dating back from when I did mobile discos, and the Clap Clap song was relatively quite big with kids and stuff like that. All the kids loved dancing to it. It actually derived from Spain. It was a Spanish group called the Los Pablos.
You know your stuff.
That first did it.
Well, we're going to just have a little look at the video now, if that's all right. We'll describe it to you. In fact, Andy, you can describe it if you want.
Okay.
What can you see here? What's happening?
I see a sofa, and I've got 3 seats there, so 3 people can sit down on this sofa. There's a picture behind with a flower and some tinsel on the top. And
nobody's appeared yet. What's going on?
When do you come in, Joe? Should you be in by now? Oh, here we go. Right.
Here he is. Joe is doing...
He's not really doing very much.
We're going to have to watch it in stills.
He's clapping and folding his arms and lifting up his leg. That's some amazing dancing there, Joe.
Where did you learn this dance, Joe?
I first learnt it when I was about 8 years old. Took a break from it for about 4 years, and then it suddenly arrived back on the music scene again.
You took a break?
Took a break from doing it,
right,
yeah.
Okay. Why? You've done it so much, you've worn yourself out. You had to take, 4 years off?
Well, this song was getting played virtually every single day. I'm doing
I've
kids'
never heard this song before in my life. But in your life, it's playing every day.
Every day. Love it. I can't get enough of it.
That's not working. Just play the music then.
Okay, right.
Joe, can you show us how this works? Show us how you do the dance here.
What, are you guys going to follow me doing it?
Yeah, we'll follow you doing.
Oh, wow. You're going to teach us, Joe.
Okay. So we're all going to... Annie Day's getting involved here as well. Also, hopefully, Paul on travel as well.
So, clap, clap, clap.
Clap.
So that's basically the secret. So it's clap, 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 clap.
That's a secret. Oh, this is the Macarena section.
This is the Macarena part.
This looks good from where I'm standing.
These are good moves.
Looks terrible from here.
Rob's got it.
Me, Joe.
Don't film this.
I got it.
Andy's got it. Andy's definitely got it.
I'm only getting into this.
Right, so remember, it's clap forward, clap back, and clap under the leg.
Okay, is that coming up next?
That's now. And then down like that.
Down. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, I've gone on the leg. Oh no.
Okay, Andy, what do you think to that dance?
Well, I think it's the best dance I've ever tried in my life. Thank you very much, Joe.
Lisa's here from News. What's your prediction? Seeing as though you have your finger on the weather pulse.
I think that's it for today. I really do. I think
That's strong words there, Lisa.
I think this is it. I think it snowed overnight, but this is what we've woken up to, and this is what we're going to get. But unfortunately, it's not going to disappear. It'll just stick around for a bit on the ground.
Yeah, it's cold. Highs today of 0 degrees Celsius. This morning, -3. I'm getting sick of this minus degrees. I know Dennis from Mansfield called up earlier on. He said, embrace the weather here, embrace it. I took that on board for about an hour, and now I've fallen off the wagon. I'm not embracing it anymore again.
Why don't we say, instead of saying minus degrees all the time, won't we, because we always do degrees when it's cold in Celsius, won't we do it in Fahrenheit so it sounds warmer? So it can be like, oh, it's, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, when really it's minus something.
It's a good idea. I like that.
Just sounds a little bit warmer.
I think the Fahrenheit thing's frowned upon, though, these days.
Oh, right.
I used to love the Fahrenheit. I used to be just well into the Fahrenheit. And now I struggle to use Fahrenheit.
It's a good temperature measuring device, certainly. It's just been replaced, isn't it, by the younger, upcoming Celsius, which is a shame in many ways.
Mr. Celsius. Was there a Mr. Celsius? I know there was a Mr. Fahrenheit.
I don't know. I could look into it.
OK, look into that. We'll look into this. We'll be your weather station this morning. As soon as we see snow or anything like that, call us up. 01623 666 000.
Are they really named after people?
Mr. Fahrenheit, yeah, Freddie Fahrenheit.
Freddie Fahrenheit.
That's his name.
Yeah.
He was a big fan of the weather, and
specifically temperature.
Yeah, he stuck his finger in. He was like, "Ooh, I think that's 12 degrees Freddie Fahrenheit." Anyway, after a few years, the Freddie dropped, and he was just left with Fahrenheit. I think that's what it is, isn't it? Without even looking at Wikipedia there, Rob.
You're absolutely spot on, what can I say?
Are you joking?
No, that's what happened. He was literally
really
like,
Fahrenheit?
He was a walking thermometer. That's why it got named after him. He could just put his finger on something and he could tell you how many degrees Fahrenheit
Exactly,
it was.
until Cecil Celsius came along.
All right, now I know you're lying.
Just completely stole his thunder.
They blew him out of the water. He was like going, well, actually, I think this is a little bit, I think we used to slide the scale downwards a little bit so we can have minuses. And Freddie's like, what are you talking about, Cecil? We're talking about temperature scales just before 8 o'clock, saying that obviously when did we use Fahrenheit? And you were suggesting we should use Fahrenheit now because 0 degrees is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, makes it feel a lot better, since we're in the minuses a lot these days. So what have you found out about these temperature scales? Because obviously there's a Celsius and the Fahrenheit.
Okay, so Celsius was a scale devised in 1742 by Swedish astronomer Anders Celsius.
So not Cecil then?
No, not Cecil. I think he was known as Cecil to his friends.
Right, okay. Anders Celsius, yep.
And then Fahrenheit was devised by the German physicist Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. And that was...
Not Freddie Fahrenheit.
Not Freddie Fahrenheit. Again, potential nickname. And that was in 1724.
1724, so a little bit of maths there. 18 years before the Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we used to use Fahrenheit all the time in this country, didn't we? So when did the changeover happen?
Well, the changeover happened in the 1970s, apparently. They just started phasing it in, and it took a number of years. There's no actual specific, date where they went, right, okay. They sort of gradually brought it in into different areas to do with weather reports, and it's pretty much been accepted worldwide. I don't quite understand, though, why Celsius has been going for only 18 years less than Fahrenheit, but it took all the way up to the 1970s for people to accept it.
Before the Swedish sort of element of temperatures suddenly took over from the German element of temperatures.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened.
And what about Kelvin? How does he come into this?
Oh, Kelvin's a nutter. Kelvin's a nutter. His scale is crazy. I don't really understand it.
It's crazy.
0 degrees is like minus 375 or something.
We don't want that.
It's ridiculous.
Can you find out some more on the Kelvin?
I'll have a look into it,
Have a
but
look into Kelvin, because I quite like the idea of going to Kelvin's, or potentially the Howards, which is something you're devising at the moment.
yeah, that's a work in progress.
I'm loving the fact that my producer is coming up with his own temperature scale. This is cool.
It's never been done before.
And you're saying that you're throwing out the numbers and you're going to replace it with the letters?
I'm either going to replace it with letters of the alphabet or noises.
Okay. So, let's say it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. What's the noise?
The noise would be a cow mooing.
A cow mooing. So we go. Here in Mansfield, this is me in front of a weatherboard. By the way, here in Mansfield, you can see the temperature is, or that's on the Howard scale, but in Fahrenheit that's 70 degrees.
Exactly. Imagine how much fun the weather reports would be.
It would be great. So say it's -3. It was -3 this morning when I came in. What's the noise for that?
The noise is the sound of the doors on Star Trek closing.
Okay. So here I am in front of the board. So around about the Mansfield, Ashfield and Bolsover area, on the Howard scale, it's going to be a bit, or in Celsius -3.
Exactly.
So there you go. That's how it works. I like it.
It's a new approach to weather.
Look, I am proud of you. We're talking weather, and we got somebody on the line, I believe, producer Rob.
Yeah, we've got Christopher Hopper from Clipston.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Super stuff. Now, you want to do the weather, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you a budding weatherman? Do you want to do the weather when you grow up?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
5.
You're 5. Wow. Well, that's good news that you know what you want to be when you grow up already. Now, have you been enjoying the snow?
Yeah.
What do you like about the snow?
Lovely, man. I can build things in it.
You can build things, yeah? You can do, so have you done a snowman and have you done all that sort of stuff? Have you built an igloo?
Oh, that's snowman. And I was trying to build an igloo, but couldn't. So that's why I made a snow slide.
Ah, right. So you were going for the igloo, but you couldn't do that, because it's difficult, isn't it, to get the roof on?
Yeah.
So you went for a snow slide instead?
Plus, it's difficult to get a hole in.
It is very difficult. Yeah, you're right there. So I suppose the easiest thing really is to build a snowman. So what did your snowman look like?
You have 3 positions, 3 balls, and big one, a medium one, and small one. It didn't look like snowman, it looked like a person.
Was it taller than you?
Yeah?
So how did you
Taller than my dad and my mum.
It was taller than your dad and your mum? Well, how did you build it that big?
Daddy helped.
Ah, Daddy helped you, right.
And my brother helped me see that.
Are you ready for Christmas? Are you excited for Santa coming?
Yeah. I'm going to sleep down here on Christmas Eve.
You're going to do what on Christmas Eve?
Sleep down here.
Well, you're going to sleep downstairs?
Yeah.
So you can catch a glimpse of Santa?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, I suppose you've got to be asleep, you see, because he doesn't like it when people are watching. I think he likes it nice and quiet. Are you going to leave him anything? Going to leave the reindeers anything?
Yep, carrots.
Some carrots for the reindeers, and what's Santa get him?
Mince pie and a drink of milk, probably.
Ah, very nice. I think you'll love that. Anyway, are you ready to do the weather then?
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the weather jingle, and then we're going to go over to you, okay?
Okay.
So stay there for just 1 second, and I'll introduce you.
Mansfield 103.2 weather.
With Available Car Supermarket. See 2,000 low-price used cars at availablecar.com.
So now we go over to the weather centre with Christopher Hopper from Clipston. Who's 5?
Hello, everybody. Just to let you know, it's snowing in Clipston.
That's fantastic. Round of applause. Woo! Snowing in Clipston. I hope you have a fantastic Christmas, and thank you so much, Christopher, for coming on, and big love to all your family.
Happy Christmas.
This has really riled me.
I know what he's going to say, and it has really riled him, because I was there when he went mental.
Right, okay. We'll take the travel, and then I will tell you about the show called The One Ronnie.
Mansfield 103.2 travel news.
Right, okay. News is on the way. The One Ronnie. The One Ronnie, which is going to be on telly, I think, at some stage over the Christmas period. That is terrible, isn't it? Do you not think? They might as well just call the show. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Ronnie Corbett, starring in Your Mate's Dead. Honestly, that's what it's like. You can call it The One Ronnie.
Yeah,
it was the 2 Ronnies. One of them's gone. I think he's, what, is he 80 or something? I think they're celebrating the fact that he's 80, and lots of other people are doing the famous sketches with him. But come on, don't call it The One Ronnie.
Don't draw attention to the fact the other one's not there.
Don't draw attention to the fact that the funny one's dead.
Just call it the little Ronnie or something.
Yeah, exactly, the little Ronnie, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas 2010, it's the one Ronnie because his mate's no longer with us show. The government have said that it's important that you must carry if you're going to be driving home for Christmas today, because today is the busiest day for driving home. It's going to be the busiest day on the roads because Christmas Eve is officially Chris Rea Day, and you must have a Chris Rea in your car as you're travelling. So, which is great for Chris Rea's family because obviously they got Chris with them all the time, so they're covered. Some people have got a clone Chris Rea, which Chris Rea has put together from chrisreachristmas.com, and some people are travelling with that. But we've also got out there inflatable Chris Reas. We got one here. There he is. Can you activate it a little bit?
Yep.
Okay.
Just have to press this button. There we go.
So, if you want to get yourself an inflatable Chris Rea, we've got 500 here at the station.
Yeah, big shipment just came in.
They are quite expensive, though. What would you say, £80?
£80 RRP.
So you must have them in your vehicle. They can fit quite nicely. Quite noisy, aren't they?
They are very, very squeaky.
Fit quite nicely in the...
oh, sorry.
You just touched it again
Yeah,
there.
just gave it a little poke.
Yeah, it's had it...
Driving home for
Christmas. They are tricky to control.
Unruly?
Yeah, very unruly indeed. Well, this is the problem with these inflatable Chris Reas. Have you got that one down now?
Yeah, it's down. Right, I'm just putting it back in his compartment. Oh, he's gone off again. Oh, it's hard work.
So you must have one in your car. Obviously, have it secured in there. It can be front seat with you. So it's a bit of company if you're driving home on your own. Or you can have it in the back seat as well. Or if in case of an emergency, just whip it out of your boot in the well for your Chris Rea and your spare tyre.
Absolutely, and you can stay there sort of after the Christmas time, ready for the next year.
Exactly, because you can use it again. I know some people got in touch. They said, Ian, I've got an inflatable Chris Rea from the year 2002, which I bought. It's still working perfectly. Do I need a new one? Well, obviously, we'd like you to buy a new one.
Yeah.
But, you know...
It comes with loads of new features.
What does it come with?
Extra squeakiness.
Yeah?
Yep, extra squeakiness, as you can hear.
And, well, basically, you can still use the old one, so don't worry about that.
Hey, Florida.
We've got some in the studio with us at the moment. Can you just inflate one of them?
Blow one up, yep.
Yeah, if you could. And what they do is they kind of pop up. They look a bit like Chris Rea. He's holding an inflatable Fender Stratocaster, I think that is.
That's the one, yeah.
And he's got a lovely little beard. Mm-hmm. And a gruff voice. Does it do voices, or is it just the song?
It's a song, it's a song.
Okay. And it basically keeps you company during those tricky, cold Christmas journeys.
Yeah, and also it means, you know, the police aren't going to pull you over because you do have to have one, don't you? It's government instructions.
It is. So go and check whether you've got one. If not, you can get them from lots of places. You can visit chrisreaforchristmas.com. Or you can maybe give us a ring on 01663 666 000. We've had a call from somebody who has asked a very important question this morning.
Yeah, it was Phil from Kirkby. He said, have they been tested around pets? Because he's got a pet hedgehog.
Right, okay.
Obviously, they're inflatable.
I don't know about that. Have you tested ours on?
We tried them on squirrels and chipmunks. That's as far as I got with the sort of marsupials, but didn't get to hedgehogs.
Right, okay. Well, we'll test it on that.
So I can't guarantee it, but I think it's made of stern stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but ours hasn't... You see, I have to be honest here. Ours haven't been tested. They haven't got the European standard mark on them.
Right. And that's always hedgehog approved, isn't it?
Yeah, the Europeans, they're very, very stringent on their hedgehog testing.
Yeah.
With everything that we have in this country.
Yeah.
Including combs. Which is strange. Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music. Keen there, and somewhere only we know. It's 9:09. It's Christmas Eve. Producer Robbie's with me, and we've got a very special guest in the studio.
We have indeed. I'm honoured to have him in. It's Mr... Oh, shall I introduce him, or would you like to do it?
You introduce him.
It's Mr. Russ Glasper.
Woo! There he is.
Mad Russ.
Well, hey.
How you doing?
I'm not three bad, Ian.
Good stuff. It's good to have you in the studio. It's like, I've not seen you for a long time. You've been like one of my longest serving listeners.
Are you impressed with what you see?
Of course I'm impressed with what I see. How come you've managed to stay listening to me on the radio for so long?
I don't know. The tablets are working well.
I knew he was going to say something like that. He used to phone me up quite a bit on the old TFF programme, and he used to get involved when I did the mid-morning show. He used to be on the bus station a lot.
On the bus station?
He used to phone me up from a phone box.
Oh, yes. Yes, couldn't get enough of you. Really could not get enough of you.
Ian didn't have one of those ads in the phone box.
You interfered with my shopping.
Did I? So you were listening on a little radio in your ear, were you?
Yeah, or in shops when they were playing it as well.
Super stuff. And we were just reminiscing about the time when we were all in the co-op window. Well, I think I was dressed as some Panto character, I seem to remember. So there you go. He used to come up and go, "It's you! You're on the radio." Anyway, so Russell, way back when, in 2001, Sheena Scott from Oak Tree, who's also been a long-time listener of my shows, says that she remembers us doing this in 2001, Russ, which is I can't believe how long ago we actually created the 12 Days of Christmas listeners bit.
12 pipers piping, 11 lords a leaping, 10 drummers drumming,
9 ladies dancing, 8 mates are milking,
7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings,
4 calling birds,
3 French and
2 turtle doves, and a
Partridge in a pear tree. Russ, and obviously you were the standout character in that because you did the classic
5 gold rings.
Sounds terrible, doesn't it?
I don't think
I like it.
I think you're very good at it.
There's a touch of the Pavarottis about that.
What inspired you to phone up that day and do this?
5 gold rings.
I haven't got a clue. I was offered the 5 gold rings part and I just went for it.
You just went for it and did a fantastic job. And there were other people that did audition for 5 gold rings, but you took it by a country mile, my friend. So right now, we've been getting people to sort of do the 5 gold rings challenge this morning, and we've recorded some, and we'd like you to have a listen and comment if that's
Right.
okay. So who have we got first up, Mr. Rob Howard?
First up, we have Chris Townsend, who's a taxi driver from Mansfield.
5 golden rings.
Different. He put some effort into it, I'll give him that.
Okay.
Okay, next up we have Bill Taylor from Mansfield.
5 gold rings.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
We were saying it's a bit muffled, do you not think?
Yeah, it's a bit muffled, but it's got potential.
All right, I like that. Of course, Bill Taylor is the chairman of the Christmas Lights Committee, so he's a very festive man.
Tracy Statham next from Huthwaite.
5 gold rings.
Sounds a very nervous one, but potential is there.
Yeah, I think that sounds a little bit scary if I'm honest. Tracy, if you're listening, that's more like a Halloween voice than a Christmas voice.
What about David Johnston from Clipston?
5 gold rings.
Sounds like a bit of sherry there.
He started early. Right, what about, this is Karen from Nouveau Hairdressing.
This is my hairdresser, by the way.
5 gold rings.
That was sweet. That was sweet.
I like that.
On the money, I think, that one. What about Mark Eaton from Mansfield Woodhouse?
5 gold rings.
Getting into the Christmas spirit.
Not the happy tablets, I take it.
What do you think to that?
Well, he's, that was different.
The thing about this
I'm struggling.
The 12 days, you see, I think it's a pretty monotonous song. It's like, it's kind of like, it's almost like a chore to sing it. So that's the reason why the 5 gold rings is like that happy bit where you can actually sort of grab onto something and say, look, we can do this. This is the good bit. And there, Mark Eaton in Mansfield Woodhouse, it sounded like he was just doing it like the rest of the song. That's appalling.
Okay.
Appalling. Never phone this show again.
Whoa! What about Wacko Jacko from Mansfield Woodhouse?
Let's hear this.
5 gold rings.
A contender, but the end bit.
You like it? What about...
I like the end bit though. I kind of like that. 5 gold rings. I love it.
Love it. Rich from Skegby, how was he going to do?
5 gold rings.
Oh, I like that one. That's
like
a
it?
good one.
Ah.
Okay, and finally, this is a very special caller. This is from, a man claiming to be Santa himself, apparently just on the way to Europe.
5 gold rings.
Because Because the sleigh has like a hands-free kit as well.
Right, okay, right. So, Russell, so what does it take to be a good 5 gold rings blaster?
A bit of insanity, I think.
Okay. But, I mean, what do you have to think of when you're singing the 5 gold rings?
It has to come from the heart.
Right, okay. Can you just give us a blast of yours?
5 gold rings.
Oh, he's good.
Straight from the heart.
Straight from the heart. And just the way he does it just sends a tingle down my spine. It reminds me of all my Christmases coming at once.
Can I have the 5 an hour, please, Ian?
I didn't say we were paying him, did I? My goodness. Okay, so who out of those sticks out then? Who do you think? Is it going to be Chris Townsend, the taxi driver, Bill Taylor, Tracy Statham, David Johnson, Karen from Nouveau, Mark Eaton, Wacko Jacko, doesn't sound anything like Wacko Jacko, Richard Skegby, or Santa himself on the way to Europe?
No doubt about it, it's got to be Santa on his way to Europe.
Whoa!
Way well done, Santa.
Well done to Santa, because of course it's Christmas Eve, and...
Shall we have one final blast of the winner?
Let's hear the winner again.
Ho, 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 5 gold rings.
Beautiful. See, it was worth coming in, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
But I still think that you are the king of the gold rings.
I'll have to copyright it.
Thing is it copyrighted, that thing? I think it's already copyrighted.
Oh, right.
So you can't copyright it, I'm afraid.
So I'm going to be like Slade just once every year now, then?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Right.
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. A little bit of Simply Red. I still can't believe they've finished. Can't believe it's all over.
For Mick and the boys.
There you go. Hey, well, Minnie's here. Hello.
Just joined in.
Hello, Minnie.
Good morning.
Hey!
Hey.
Well, she's in a good mood, which is good news.
Somebody turned up late.
Yeah, turning up late, revelling last night, I believe.
Still got last night's makeup on.
Wow.
Oh, classy
Sorry,
lady.
Yeah, she was doing the walk of shame back to Mansfield 103.2.
I put my hair up in a bobble, it's got a stick in it.
Minnie! We don't need to know about that, okay? Crikey me.
I'm just giving him details, you know.
They don't need to know the details. This is breakfast, Minnie. Come on. Think about
People
the time.
understand it's Christmas time.
Yeah, but moderation, the 3 M's.
There'll be lots of
Come
people
on.
this morning in my shoes.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, but they've stolen them.
Not if they're filled with that, anyway.
Touch me in the morning.
Well, at least she's honest. Anyway, so are we ready for this? This is today's Touch Me in the Morning. Normally we do this after 7 o'clock, so those people that don't join us until after 8 o'clock will not know what this is. It's basically a bit of the show where we take something out of the papers that has touched me in some way, something that has had an effect on me. You all right there, Minnie?
Just wiping my nose.
Oh, God. Right, I'm putting you fader down for the moment. I'm putting you down, okay?
No noises to come out of that little mouth.
Be quiet now.
Or anything else.
Right, okay, so it's a story that comes out of the paper that we like, you know, something that we want to get out there so you can have a think about it. Maybe something you can have a chat round a piece of tinsel later on.
Yeah, okay.
People do that, you know.
Christmas on a budget.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of tinsel over one of your picture frames. If you've not got that in your house yet, then you're not having a proper Christmas, you're not having a Mansfield, Ashfield and Balls over Christmas. Get a little bit of tinsel over a picture frame or a picture, and that is Christmas.
It's better than a tree.
It is better than a tree. It doesn't cost as much either. Tinsel's quite cheap, surprisingly. I thought that would have gone up.
Really?
In these credit crunch times.
Well, what's gone up? It's like bread, interest rates and tinsel.
Interest rates stay the same. For about
okay. Well, scrap that one.
4 years, it seems like. For many months. Anyways, here it comes. Today's Touch Me in the Morning. Right, British blokes on a desperate £1 million. Are you all right, Minnie?
Sorry, I thought
right, get out.
No, I'm quiet. I thought you put me down, that's all.
We can still hear you go.
We can hear you. We can hear what you're up to.
Sorry.
Sniffing away. Oh, my crikey. Right, can we get on with this now? Is that all right, Minnie? Okay. Here we go. British blokes are on a desperate £1 million a minute mad dash to the shops. So many fellas have left their buying to the last minute once again, and they've sparked a high street stampede today. There's going to be more men in town than women. With deadlines for online shopping passed, guys have no option but to head into our towns and cities to get their hands on the most important gifts. And the ones for the wives, the one for the girlfriends, you know, stuff that they haven't even thought about until now, until this very morning. Minnie, if your man went out on Christmas Eve, what would you think of him?
Stupid.
Right, okay.
Just busy. he'll end up moaning to me and not being able to get anything that he needed because it's all out of order.
You mean it's all sold out?
Yeah.
Has he done his shopping for you yet? Or is he doing it
He
today?
gave me money.
He gave you money?
He gave you money for Christmas. She's holding up fingers here, I think, as to the amount. We'll keep that quiet.
That's great.
She's bragging about it.
6p.
6p.
Big pin.
I am worried about you this morning. Well.
I'm a little bit tipsy.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
Okay.
She's banned off the radio this morning.
Forever.
She's banned for this morning. You've got to sober up.
Goodness.
Crikey me. So these men are going out, not Minnie's fella, because he's gone to the big trouble of going to a hole in the wall and drawing out some money.
He just throws money at her. She starts whinging and he throws money into her mouth to shut her up.
And she loves it. Maybe we should start getting our fivers out. Crikey, she was in a bit of a frisky mood when she came in on Christmas Eve.
Well, I don't think we realised the extent of what was left in her system from the night before until she actually got on air.
And she turned up late for work, but good on her for coming in. She made it in eventually, and she apparently put her hair up because she'd had a bit of an incident in the evening, and she was still wearing the same makeup that she wore the night before. So she kind of dragged herself in, really. So it was good that she's here, but really, in the end, we just had to put her into Studio 2.
Yeah, throw some ice-cold water over her.
Yeah, we did that, and she just answered the phones. But she was in a much more jolly mood than she normally is when she was answering those phones.
Maybe we should encourage her to do it more often.
Maybe so. No, we won't. Moderation, my friend.
Of course.
The 3 M's. Right, time to reveal who's won the Sackboy from last week's competition, which, of course, is brought to you in association with Game On, the UK's #1 gaming gift and accessory brand, available from Argos, Asda, Tesco, Game and many other great high street stores. We had a Sackboy doll to give away, and the winner this week was...
Mr. Scott Jepson. He won it. Listened to the podcast, got the answer right, which was Andy Day was the guest we were rapping with in the studio. He's off CBeebies and TV, and he's also performing at Mansfield Palace Theatre's production of Peter Pan, this year's pantomime, and it's time for a new question.
Yes, well, first up, tell us what we are going to win. What have we got here?
I really am quite jealous of whoever's going to win these, because you pulled them out the sack and I thought they were my present. It's a pair of retro Atari headphones, which are like super cool and quite expensive as well, and then a retro Atari mug.
So if you're into sort of gaming, you're a bit of a gamer freak, this is the one for you this week. Once again, the competition's brought to you in association with Game On. And the question this week is...
Which line from the famous 12 Days of Christmas Carol did we get people to call up and do a rendition of?
All you need to do is go to the Mansfield 103.2 website, mansfield103.co.uk, click on the bit that says enter the competition, and you can enter it there. Now, this competition will run over 2 weeks, so it will go into the new year. So we'll reveal who the winner is to the competition in a couple of weeks' time. There will be a podcast next week. I'm not sure what shape or form it will come in. It might come in from the best bits from over Christmas, or it might be indeed a best-of compilation, but we'll keep you updated on Twitter and Facebook. You can add me on Twitter at Watko or Rob at Tiny Rob.
And this week's not too shabby bit is my favourite bit of the week. It was the top 10. It was the compilation of the best Big Freeze film puns that we and the listeners managed to come up with. And here they are.
It is time to run down our top 12 Big Freeze films as compiled by you. And it's been a busy morning, hasn't it, Rob?
Oh, the phone line's been ringing off the hook. Everybody's got puns in the brain.
So is it okay if you do the numbers?
Yeah, of course it is.
We're starting at 12. This is a top 12, Dave.
Top 12.
Yeah, top 12.
Bonus 2. Christmas bonus 2.
Yeah.
How would you like the numbers?
However you want to do them.
X Factor voice?
Go on then.
Treat us.
At 12!
Okay.
Sword of the Rings.
11!
Mick Ramsdale got in touch and he said, Ice Skate to Victory.
In a 10!
In at 10, Mark in Mansfield Woodhouse, Snowy and the Blanket, as in Smokey and the Bandit.
See where he's going with that one. Like it.
In a 9!
I like this one. This is from Polly Wilson in Kirkby. Doctor Strange Gloves, as directed by Stanley Ice Kubrick.
That one got better.
That's
good. 8!
In at 8, it's from Paul Shuttleworth, this one. True Grit. Paul's our traffic guy. True Grit, starring Long John Wayne. John Wayne. Kind of messed it up a bit, didn't I? Sorry.
At 7!
7. This is producer Rob's. Robin Snood, Prince of Freeze.
Thank you very much. I'm here all week. At 6!
In at number 6, Graham Roberts, Ladybrook, Snow White and the Seven Gritters.
There aren't that many gritters, I hear.
In at 5.
It's Barry Magic from Shirebrook. Gloves, actually. Good one.
In at 4.
Mount Jennings, Planet of the Scrapes.
At 3.
I think this is Julie Manero on Facebook. Total Freeze-All. Total Recall? Total Freeze-All?
I had to work on that one.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, get in there now.
I like that.
Get there now.
At 2.
It's Kev from Double M Glazing. The good, the bad, and the snuggly.
Ooh.
If you're indoors, of course.
Clever.
And finally...
At 1.
It's Jane from Plesley, and you can give this out, because Jane phoned you, didn't she?
This was the best.
brilliant.
This was so good. And she said it so apologetically as well, like she didn't think it was good. You know the biggest selling film of all time, Dave? Avatar.
Yes.
How about Balaclavatar?
Woo! That genius on the show this morning. Thanks for all your calls.
The weekly breakfast bab. Join us next week for more.
Mansfield 103.2